floor. Secretary, please call the roll.
Alquist, Anderson, Berryhill, Blakesley, Calderon, Canella, Corbett, Correa, De Leon, DeSaulnier, Dutton, Emerson, Evans, Fuller, Gaines, Hancock, Harmon, Hernandez, Huff, Kehoe, Lamalfa, Leno, Ted Lieu, Carol Lieu, Lowenthal, Negrete McLeod, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Rubio, Runner, Semidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Vargas, Walters, Wolk, Wright, Weiland, Yee.
The absence of a quorum has been noted, members. If we could ask the Sergeant at Arms to please call the absent members. Please call the absent members. Senator Corbett, could you come to the dais, please?
It's a day we won't want to remember for long.
Members, a quorum has been established. I'd like to ask the Secretary to return to any remaining items on call. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. We have only one item, and that is file item 36 by Senator Correa. We have 26 aye votes and 14 no votes. The measure is on call. However, is there any member of the Senate who wishes to change his or her votes? Cannella, no to aye. Ayes 27, noes 13 on the urgency. Ayes 27, noes 13 on the bill. The bill is passed. Thank you, members. Senator Leno, for what purpose? My understanding is that there's a committee report at the desk. Mr. Secretary, will you please read?
Mr. President, the Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review, to which was referred, Senate Bill 94, reports the same back with recommendation that the Assembly amendments be concurred in.
Thank you. And before we hear from Senator Leno, I believe this is item 76 on the supplemental file. And let me just confirm with the desk staff that the supplemental file has been distributed to members of the Senate. It has been distributed. Please proceed, Senator Leno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, as has been mentioned, this bill is back on concurrence from the Assembly.
My apologies. Members, if we could have quiet, please. While the committee report has been read, we have not yet read the bill. My mistake, Senator Leno. Apologies. Mr. Secretary, please read the bill.
Senate Bill 94, by the Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review, enacting to vehicles and making an appropriation therefore to take effect immediately, bill related to the budget.
Thank you, Senator Leno.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. So, as said, this bill is back in concurrence from the Assembly. It is a budget trailer bill, and what it does is give some flexibility to the Department of Motor Vehicles with provisions that allow it in the so that there is flexibility in the period when the 2011-12 budget is finalized. Clearly, we have not concluded our 11-12 budget. There is the yet to be determined potential extension of the vehicle license fees current rate of 1.15%. If it is to return to the 0.65%, that would be one thing. If it is extended for a short period of time or otherwise, at its current 1.15%, we would not want the confusion for car owners to be receiving a notice 60 days prior to their expiration, let's say July 1st, we're now already May 2nd. So to end that confusion, we are giving this administrative flexibility to the DMV, and there are about 4 points that you should note. It suspends the statutory requirement currently of DMV to mail the car registration bill at least 60 days prior to the due date. So it suspends that. It waives, important here, waives any late penalties for payments received within 30 days after the due date. So given our own uncertainties here, we would not have anyone penalized as a result of our further deliberations. It also provides an additional 30 days past the expiration for any law enforcement action related to an expired car registration. So no one on the road is going to be stopped by law enforcement as a result of this action. And then it also prohibits early payment of car registration prior to the receipt of the bill, so again, to alleviate any confusion if someone already paid and then subsequently got a higher or a lower bill than what they were expecting. So for those reasons, I would ask for your aye vote on this trailer bill.
Debate or discussion? Debate or discussion. Senator LaMalfa.
For my Republican colleagues, this is the last item in the packet you have here under the wharf, page 182 as well, so if you're missing that. Also, I do rise in opposition to the bill. I really shows the contortions we go through around here to hang on to dollars that really aren't ours. So I don't know why we don't just give people a July holiday. The lucky July people can just not have to pay this fee and not worry about whether all law enforcement catches up to them or not. Whether the alert can be made through the whole system of California that you don't need to show up to pay your DMV fee in July because they won't collect it from you. So it's almost yes, I understand the state's trying to not lose the revenue from July, but the contortions here are still amazing to me. So I ask for your no vote.
Is there further debate or discussion, members? Senator Strickland.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I rise in opposition to this bill for one very reason. I hope this bill is unnecessary. This bill will be unnecessary if this legislature stands firm with the hardworking taxpayers of California and votes down the increase in the car tax. When we look at a car tax, it falls disproportionately on those hardworking families that are living paycheck to paycheck right now, and they can't afford that extra registration cost. And as we know here in California, cars are part of our livelihood, and you needed to get to your job and pick your kids up from work or school. And so therefore, I'm hoping that we all vote no on this, but on the larger issue, I hope this bill is not necessary, so I hope we vote no moving forward on increasing our car tax.
Debate or discussion? Further debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Senator Leno, you may close. One moment, Senator Leno, though. Members, if we could have quiet in the chambers for Senator Leno's close, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, this is really for the convenience of car owners, so they do not get pinched as we are yet in our own budget deliberations. And we're all sensitive, of course, to the hardworking taxpayers of California at this time of deep recession. But let me point out that even at the 1.15%, not even talking about the 0.65%, each so far below the historical 2% of what the vehicle license fee was from 1948 to 1998. You remember those years? Those were the golden years of the state of California when we invested tax dollars in a quality K-12 system, the best, most affordable, accessible higher education system the nation had ever seen. Our state worked. We are far below that 2% now, whether we stick with the 1.15 or 0.65. This, again, is so that no car owners will get caught up in our own ongoing deliberations over the next month. I'd ask for your aye vote.
Secretary, call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. No. Berryhill. Blakesley. Calderon. Aye. Canella. No. Corbett. Aye. Correa. De Leon. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. No. Emerson. No. Evans. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. No. Hancock. Aye. Herman. No. Hernandez. Aye. Huff. No. Kehoe. Aye. Lamalfa. No. Leno. Aye. Ted Lieu. Carol Lieu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Padilla. Pavley. Aye. Price. Aye. Rubio. Runner. No. Simidian.
Aye.
Aye. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. No. Vargas. Aye. Walters. No. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. No. Yee. Padilla. Aye.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill. Blakesley. No. Correa. No. De Leon. Aye. Ted Lieu. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Yee.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill. Yee.
Ayes 23, noes 15. The amendments are concurred in. Thank you, members. Senator Steinberg, if there's no other business, the desk is clear. One moment, sir. There is other business. We do have a consent calendar.
Good advice. Good advice.
Items 74 and 75 are on consent. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 860 and Senate Bill 738.
38. Two are out. Call the roll. This is a consent calendar, members. 2 items, consent calendar. We've not established a 38-member unanimous roll call, so we will call the roll, Mr. Secretary.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. I. Berryhill. Blakesley. I. Calderon. I. Canella. I. Corbett. I. Correa. I. De Leon. I. DeSaulnier. I. Dutton. I. Emerson. I. Evans. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Hancock. I. Harmon. I. Hernandez. I. Huff. I. Kehoe. I. LaMalfa. I. Leno. I. Tedlu. I. Carolou. I. Lowenthal. I. Negrete McLeod. I. Padilla. I. Pavley. I. Price. I. Rubio. I. Runner. I. Semidian. I. Steinberg. I. Strickland. I. Vargas. I. Walters. I. Wolk. I. Wright. I. Wyland. I. Yee. Mr. President.
Ayes 38, noes 0. The consent calendar is approved. Now, Senator Steinberg, if there's no other business, the desk is clear.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, this is Policy Committee deadline week, and I know many committees will go back in immediately today. Tomorrow and Wednesday, there will be no Democratic caucus tomorrow. Thursday, we'll resume session at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. 9 o'clock on Thursday morning.
And just to clarify, that's tomorrow, Tuesday, when there is no Democratic caucus?
Excuse me, tomorrow there is no Democratic caucus, Tuesday.
Thank you. And we will reconvene.
Check-in Tuesday and Wednesday, committee work Thursday, 9 o'clock session.
Thank you very much, Senator Steinberg. Then committees will reconvene. The Senate will be in recess until 5:30, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene Thursday at 9 a.m. Without objection, we are in recess. We are in recess.